Hey guys, welcome to a brand new video, and today I thought I'd go through my press conference reaction. I want to start doing this more often after the press conference and go through things that were said. So I'm going to go through it. Let's go through things that Daniel Farke said in the press conference. I got some notes and I just want to go through it and go with you guys. Leave some comments down below and anything any of your opinions, just leave them down below. So let's start off with, of course, Strauch and Dan James are going to be out. He started off the press conference saying Dan James and Pascal Strauch will be out for this game. So, yeah, they're going to be out for this game. The next thing that he said is Somerville and Gray will be available, which is good, which looks like they're both going to start. So, Somerville and Gray look like they're going to start this game. They're available again. The next thing he started talking about is how he's not worried about the table. I mean, he always says this, not worried about the table, where teams are. You just focus on ourselves, and he'll look at the table when it gets to the end of the season, basically. I think we have to do that sometimes as well, is don't get carried away. Don't look at the table all the time saying, oh, they're pushing away, or this is happening, or that is happening. And he's talking about how being in second after this game, even though we are going to be second, it's kind of a false thing because we have more games played, but we just have to not worry about that. And being second in the league could breed even more confidence to the team, no matter if we're games ahead or not. And that could breed confidence into the team. Next up is he wanted to keep our winning run. Of course, he was talking about how we as a group, we need to keep our performances as good as they can be, keep it up, keep playing the way we are playing, keep improving and trying to improve little bits each game and get better, and just keep our winning run, keep the squad, keep the good performance, keep going in the squad. Sorry, and yeah, that's basically what he was talking about. Creswell is available, he said. Then he went on to talk about how Creswell was available for this game. So Creswell looks like he's on Farke's good side again. I mean, we knew that after the cup, but this just basically solidifies it that he is good with the squad, and it looks like he'll be on the bench in this game. So if something happens, he might be available. He might be in. I don't think anyone will be injured, but the good thing is he's going to be on the bench. That's the good thing. He's going to be in the squad on the bench, what it sounds like. And then he also said Cooper is back in training. Liam Cooper's back in training, which is good as well. He's a good centre back for us, whether people like it or not, and people say he's not. He's good. He got asked about Cooper leaving as well, about how there's been rumors about that kind of stuff. And he's not going anywhere. Farke came out and said he's not going anywhere. I mean, we knew that before. We knew that he said that none of the first teamers or the team players on the bench, none of the starters or the ones on the bench that are important and the key to the squad in for promotion are going to leave, and he's one of them. Whether some people like that or not, he's one of them, and he's just great to have around the club as well as captain, about how long he's been here at the club as well. So you can't really fault anyone for saying that, because he's been great for us over this time, and having that leadership in the group is something that you need, and he's great at it. He then talked about how the January transfer window is very difficult to get the players you want for the price that you want, and the price it's hard to sign players for the right price. He also talked about how it's about bringing in players with quality that can go into the first team, like straight into the only signings you want generally, the players that were going to go straight in the starting 11, or they might start off the bench for the first 1 or 2 games, but they'll get minutes and then get brought into the first team. Basically, players that are good enough to get into the first team is basically what he said. It's not just about bringing in numbers for fans to be happy, saying, "Oh wow, we've got a signing." He also then he then talked about and then he talked about after that is none of the players are leaving, as I brought that up earlier with Cooper. That's when he brought it up about none of the players leaving that are in the first team or on the bench. He then talked about how it's the hardest championship season, and that we're playing very well, and I can agree with that. I think we're playing very well, and I think fans look at the table and see Leicester and see Ipswich and see Southampton and the way they played this season alongside us, and they go, "Oh, we're not playing as good as we could be, but we're legit. I think we're doing better, or like we're on the exact same points as we were when we got promoted last time under Bielsa." He talked about that as well, saying like we are doing well. It just looks it doesn't look as good as back then because the table this season is insane about how the teams are playing, and some fans need to just maybe come down a bit about the table, because I think we'll be fine if we just keep playing the way we're playing, especially at the moment. If we keep playing the way we're playing, I think we'll get promoted. He then talked about it's hard to improve. He said he then went back on to talk about transfers and said how it's hard to improve the team that we've already got with the first team, and how it's hard to give them game time as well if they come in, because they have to be sharp and they have to be ready straight away to be into the first team and into the squad straight away, and they have to be match fitness already basically if we bring someone in. They have to be a player that's already playing minutes at their previous club, which is hard also in January because a lot of players that leave in January are players that aren't getting minutes for their club. He's saying how we need players to be already ready to play in the first team and play for the club straight away as they come in and have that match sharpness already, which is very difficult in January to do that. He then talked about how important each player is is in the squad individually. He talked about how each player in the squad is important individually to get out of themselves. Hang on a minute, boys. Um, yeah, he said how important each player is to the team, and the togetherness and the spirit of the team is important more than the individual skill of certain players. Like the how the team as a whole is more important, of course, than like just individual skillful, really good players. Like it's the team and the bond of the squad and the spirit of the squad that's going to drive us on for promotion. He then went on to talk about Pascal Struijk again, sorry, boys, and then he said Pascal Struijk is doing very well. Not very well, sorry. Pascal Struijk is doing individual running away from the first team, but doing like trying to doing individual training, basically running, trying to get his fitness levels up by himself, which is good. That means he's back, he's back working, even though if it's not with the first team, you can see there's improvements. He also said he didn't think it would be this long. He didn't think it would be this long for him to actually be ready for the team. He then also went on to talk about with Struijk. He doesn't know the frame when he's going to come back. Like he doesn't know when he's going to come back into the team. There's no exact time frame for him to come back into the team. But all he can say is it's improving, it's improving. And he said a couple of weeks at first. He said it could be a couple of weeks out, but then he said at the end, there's no exact time frame. So it could be a couple of weeks or it could be a month or two. We're not quite sure. He then went and talked about another thing of you can't bring in players that have injuries already because they need to be ready for the first team straight away with match sharpness. Also, talk about the players that I mean, so he bring up two players that we were close to signing, that were actually really close to signing, but they were both they both had injuries. I think he said both of them had injuries. And then he also bring up right at the end about don't worry about what other teams are doing as well, and just focusing on ourselves. Focusing on ourselves. So I think it was a good press conference about what he said. Let me know in the comment section what you thought of the press conference. Some good things, mostly good things. I don't really know if there's nothing bad he really said. I enjoyed everything he really said. I think it was really good. Good talking. And a good press conference for me. If you guys like the video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you boys in the next one. Peace.